Guten Tag, I'm Leslie, and today is National Apple Pie Day. So, I like apple pies. Anyway, um, still trying to figure out part of that intro. Working on it. So, yeah, today I went to work and then I went home. Right when I got there, I ended up leaving. I made the mistake the past few days. I'm sorry, my ankle itches so bad. Okay. I made a mistake the past few days in smoking some cigarettes because the juice that I had in my vape was too harsh for my throat. Oh, and I'm so addicted to it. Eventually, I'd like to stop vaping and get off of nicotine. Someday, we'll get there, right? So, pardon me, I'm actually dealing with some of the similar issues I had this morning with just the irritation because of the cigarettes. I got the juice that I desperately wanted. It doesn't bother my throat. And yeah, now I got sent home. Well, I asked to go home because I was still trying to deal with that morning cough and getting all that mucus and crap up. Because my body's like, that's not cool what you did. I'm like, I know. So, couldn't be coughing at work. So I had to go home. But honestly, I was exhausted. I went to bed later than I wanted to last night. And when I woke up, it just took so much out of me to try and pull myself out of bed. I really wrestled with just not going in. And it's hard for me in the morning because, you have to call off 3 hours in advance. If I'm waking up at 5 and I have to be to work at 6, I just go to work and hope that I get sent home if I feel bad enough. Today, it kind of worked in my favor. I came home and slept for 3 hours. It was much needed. And then I went about doing more stuff. I got my car clean. I tidied up the kitchen and the living room and the dining room, and I vacuumed, and we got the balcony set up more. It's a little work in progress. Slowly but surely, I'll make it a place that I want to just chill out there during summer so that I'm not in my room all the time. I sat out there today. There's construction going on behind my building. They're building a neighborhood. And at first I was like, yeah, this view that I got, it's going to suck. But it's quite entertaining. I'm quite enjoying watching all these, construction vehicles digging. And I don't know, I'm a tomboy, so I loved playing with all those cool toys and trucks and cars, and kind of takes me back to my childhood, getting to see something like that. I don't know. I always think that construction equipment is cool. So that's my entertainment, and I got a nice place I can sit, and the lights got up because I told John that I wanted him to drill some holes so that it would go up, and I'm going to be going to bed fairly soon, so I'm not going to be able to see it when it gets dark out, but that's okay. I'll be able to see it eventually. I made cupcakes and a half cake. I guess it was a cake. It was just in a circle pan because River's birthday is coming up, so I told her I was going to make her some cake, and it didn't matter when she wanted it. It didn't have to be on her birthday. So I was like, I'll just do that. So I did that real quick today, and then a thing happened. Actually, a couple things happened. While I was chilling out on the balcony, smoking, watching the construction equipment, River comes up to me. She's like, somebody's buzzing at the door. So I was like, okay, well, people usually buzz when they accidentally get locked out. No big deal. I always keep my door locked. Well, I buzzed the buzzer. I told her to buzz the buzzer. And then I went back outside because I didn't think anything of it. Well, then there's a knock at my door. And I go and I find out it's a cop. There's a cop at my door. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And she was asking for some guy doing a welfare check. And I'm like, no, I don't know who that is. And she's like, how long have you lived here? And I'm like, about a year. Our lease was renewed, yeah, this month, I think. I moved in the beginning of May. So that was interesting. Yep. She apologized. I was like, it's cool, but it was funny because just before I opened the door, River was on the headset like, it's the FBI. And I'm like, right when I opened the door, I was like, that is hilarious. So, and the other thing that happened was, a disastrous mess in the living room of ramen that River accidentally spilled. And I was like in the middle of baking, and all of a sudden now there's this giant mess of ramen noodles and broth on my carpet. And do you know that ramen noodles are not easy to pick up off a carpet? And because she was eating the leftovers of what I made, because I crush it all up, right? So it's tiny little pieces, and now it's all over my carpet, and well, that was an adventure. So that's pretty much basically what my day was. I did some like self-growth things. I prioritized my list of things I wanted to get done for the day, and I was able to get the car clean. And I really spent my time on it, and I needed to. I spent an hour and a half, but I never cleaned the car, so. And I was thinking about just getting rid of my subscription to Audible, because I've tried listening to books, but it's very, very hit or miss, and I always seem to miss more than I hit when it comes to the narrators. And it can make or break a book. There are a couple books that I had to stop listening to because of the narrator, but I still save them because I do want to read them. I want to read them. But anyway, I was gonna go cancel it because I don't use it, and I had a credit because I paid for this month. Auto, yay. I'm like, well, I might as well just use this. And I was like, well, they've got to have more than just fiction, right? So I start looking. Maybe I can find some kind of inspirational or motivational book to help me, just grow and kind of take control. And so the book is very vulgar. It isn't inspirational. It's Unf Yourself. F***k is how it's spelled. And I don't even know what chapter I'm in. I think I was in chapter 2 when I stopped, because I have been working on changing my self-thought, the inner monologue. I know that's definitely one thing that holds me back on a daily basis, is even when I'm doing really good, it's easier for me to think those things, but I want to be able to think those things when I do get mad at work. I don't want to instantly do that 180 and think things like I don't matter and whatnot. Because when I instantly react to a situation, and that's all just, it's like I've trained myself to react that way, and I need to train myself to not react that way. And that's a lot of just taking control of, that's how I feel I can help take control of my anger and all that jazzy stuff. And I'm really enjoying it. The one area I'm working on now is admitting that I am willing to do something or unwilling to do something. And it really made me think, what am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? And those are important questions. Like, where do I want to go in life? Well, I know where I want to be. But it's not about, yes, it's about the end goal. But it's more about the journey getting there. It's not going to be instantaneous. And, that goal may end up changing along the way. So I need to take it in little steps and try and change my thought processes, because really right now, before I can do anything, before I even decide to get a new job, before I decide to maybe go back to school, I need to change the way I think, because I'm tired of being held back by it, and I want to be free of that constant negativity that I know brings me down. And so right now I'm just thinking, what am I willing to do? Am I willing to put the work into this? Yes, I am, because I'm passionate about it. I mean, it's my mental health, and if anything, I think that's the best thing to be passionate about, is improving my mental health. If I can do that, I can improve all aspects of my life. And I felt like this book was like perfect for me. Like totally, I'm sitting here listening to it, and I'm like, I actually had to stop after a couple minutes because it was really hitting me that he was talking to me. That negative inner self monologue, dragging yourself down, reacting instantly and negatively, but I'm aware of it. And I want to do something about it. So I'm going to. And yes, I know I have a therapist. And I'll continue to see her. But that doesn't mean that that's the only time that I can work through stuff or grow. Because, like, the book, as the author, and I can't remember who the author is, but I just lost my train of thought. Oh, God. Now I have to backtrack. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Okay. So I was talking about the book, and there was a part in the book, but something made me think of it. And this is what happens. Like, if I don't say something out loud right away, I'm going to forget it. I don't know why. Anyway, I really enjoy the book. I highly suggest it if you struggle with an inner monologue that is negative, or even if you think that maybe you can improve yourself in some way. He says early on, if you've read up to a certain point and it's not really pulling you in and you're already offended, because, I mean, look at the title. So if you're easily offended, it might not be the book for you. It actually takes a lot to offend me. I get angry about little stupid stuff, but not offended. So, yeah, definitely highly recommend it. And I'm not even done with the book, and I'm already, aware of, I was aware of my negative self thoughts before, and I've tried to work on changing it. Like saying things like, keep fighting, and, remember why you're fighting, or little things like that. But I've pulled away from that, and the one thing that this chapter told me to do is that I need to say, I am willing, over and over and over in my head. That self-monologue that I'm doing even now. Yeah, and that's why it's so hard to have like a conversation, even when like I'm doing this, just trying to get it to flow. it's hard to think over that voice. And yes, I'm sitting here listening to headphones at the same time. It's almost to drown it out because I can't otherwise. And gosh, it's so loud. Ugh. So I am willing. I am willing. I'm willing to work hard to improve myself. I'm willing to keep growing. I'm willing to be happy. And on the flip side, I am unwilling to let my job get to me, to upset me. And I know I'm going to get upset sometimes, but I have a hard time letting it go. I hold on to it. And that's because I'm usually given 125% at work. I don't know how to really do in between. It's either all or nothing for me, and I'm trying to learn how to do that in between. And I feel like this I am willing thing will help me figure out what a good in between is, like task by task. What am I not willing to do? Keeping in mind I know I can do a lot regardless of my mental state. But I need to keep in mind how I am doing in that moment. Am I willing to do this? Am I willing to go above and beyond in this area today? Well, if not, then that's okay. So I feel like I can really use this. Yeah. I am really looking forward to finishing the book. I'm trying to take my time. I know it's going to be a process. It's a social, I guess it's a personal experiment. I almost said social, and I don't know why. It's a personal experiment that I hope works. And I really am committed to working at this. Because I know I'm a great person, but I know I could be an even more greater, badass, awesome person than I am now. If I could get past all that negative up in there. So I guess if you guys are still sticking with me, you get to follow along as I figure out how to change the way I think and grow and deal with all my ups and downs. I do have more energy today still. Like, I don't feel as, I guess, energetic. I did do a lot of stuff today. I feel like it was less about, feeling good and more about having to do a task to keep myself busy. Like, I have the energy. I don't know what to do with myself. Relaxing is difficult. What can I clean? And it's not necessarily fun anymore. I just want to sit down and do something. I prioritized today. I made a list. And I didn't even get to the one thing that I wanted to do, which is work on putting pictures in frames. Because I bought some. They're collage frames. And I just didn't get to it because I kept finding something else to do. I was going to go do this video, and then John was taking a nap in the room, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do it in the spare bedroom. I don't really want to. I like my chair. I like my galaxy blanket and my little lights. It's my little corner. But then I got distracted. I was like, it's only like 6:30. Let's make some cupcakes. And then there was a spill. And what else did I do? I feel like there was something else. Oh, because when I'm doing something, I find something else that, let me do this. I want to do this. I hung my measuring cups and my measuring spoons on a hook. I hung a pair of scissors because I'm always looking for a pair of scissors, and kitchen and I need one in the kitchen, but I don't have like a home for it. It has a home now. See, that's my thing. I need everything to have a home. And when I don't feel good or have any energy and I'm not motivated, I put these blinders on because in the past, I have let things bother me so much. It's caused my anxiety to be worse. And I've learned how to put blinders on, like especially at work, because especially when you're in the middle of a rush and things are getting crazy and it's hard to clean as you go and the floor needs to be swept and that kind of stuff really, really irks me. But I've had to kind of look past that because in that moment, when you've got 20 orders on screen, getting 2 or 3 or 4 French fries off of the floor is not your top priority. Getting that food out to those customers in a hot, fresh, fast, efficient manner. That's your priority. So I've learned how to kind of do this, pick and choose what I'm going to focus on to nitpick and my feel should be perfect, only because I don't have energy to make everything as perfect as I'd like it. But so right now, I can't put the blinders up. And in a way, that's not a bad thing, but in a way it is. Because before I couldn't relax because of my anxiety, because I was constantly anxious. Now I can't relax because words. There's a reason. I just really don't know the words towards it. Over motivated? I don't know what you call it. I just feel the need to clean and make things have a home, everything, and keep up on cleaning and keeping that perfect vision of what the perfect apartment would look like. Okay, I need to go to sleep. So I should probably do that pretty soon. I have to work in the morning. And I know I took a nap, but I probably really should get some sleep. But I feel like I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that's been my problem. Like anytime that I do something, I'm excited about it and then I want to talk about it with somebody and there's nobody to really talk about and then I'm just sitting there talking to John and I don't want to feel like I'm bothering him. And I tried talking to River earlier, but she didn't want to hear it. And I'm not offended by that at all. I understand, but I have this urge to just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. So once I start going, I'm gonna keep going. If you're willing to sit through and put up with it. I don't know what else I could possibly talk about. And right now I'm dealing with this inner issue where I'm but I don't want to stop talking. I like talking. Okay, so thanks for sticking with me. I'm trying a few new things. I'm trying to get a little bit further from the camera, I guess. And get better at doing videos. And I wish I had the time to do the editing, but I do these videos in the evening and it's a video of the day, and right now it's just really hard for me to set the time aside. I push it off until I should already probably be heading to bed. I don't know what time it is. I don't want to touch my phone. And who wears a watch nowadays? Unless it's a smartwatch, and I can't be bothered. So anyway, so I should really get to bed. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow.